Oh, I've been muted this whole time. Wow. Well, luckily I noticed. A bit too late, maybe, but I did notice. Okay, anyway, like I was saying. Hello, everybody. Time to stop messing around. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Alright. So, like I was saying, we're going to be doing Dark Cloud today. There's a couple reasons why I'm replaying Dark Cloud for stream. It's mostly because, one, I want to play it again. Two, I wanted to test out with RetroAchievements, which I will explain in a second. And three, as I sniffle, I also want to test out my totally legit PS2. Make sure that it's all good for recording, because we're going to be using it soon, I think. I need to test out the actual sound, not just my own voice being picked up. This is why I sound test myself. I can't quite hear on my side, so I need to... Well, I can hear the game, but I don't think I can hear from the stream? Oh, no, I can. Cool. I just barely hear those sword clings. Alright, so it seems like we're good. I'm not too concerned about the intro playing, because I've already seen it. I guess if you haven't seen it, I guess it's spoilers for you. Watch the full 80-part playthrough. It is fun. Well, I took my wallet out of my pocket. Okay. So, how RetroAchievements works is that it's basically a website where a bunch of people like make achievements for old games before achievements were a thing. So, for example, we have Dark Cloud here. There's going to be achievements for doing all kinds of stuff that the creator of the achievement set made. Most of it, well, not most of it, but some of it is like progression. You might remember that actually, you probably don't remember because I got all the achievements before I did the first playthrough on the channel. But the PS2 Classics version of Dark Cloud, and Dark Cloud 2 for that matter, have achievements. They're mostly progression, and I got all of them just by playing through the game once. This way you can also do like, you can also play through the game once, but there's more specific challenges for like floors and stuff. Also, I don't know if I'm gonna be, I don't know, whatever. Actually, it'd probably take longer if I did read everything in the intro. I could easily skip the intro, I guess, but in this case you haven't seen it, I guess I'll let it play. But yeah, I was just like, I need to go and test out my PS2. I was like, what should I do? I was like, well, we're not starting next playthrough for a bit, so I guess in terms of how the, what is it? In terms of the actual playthrough that's running right now, I've already, me and Demi, yeah, I confused myself. Me and Demi already finished, what's it called? Already finished Baldur's Gate, like, a month ago. So we're sort of just, like, waiting for, so we're sort of just, like, taking a break right now. In the meantime of that break, though, I've been trying to sort out what to do next, and I was sort of just, like, locked into a couple things, and I'm like, you know what? I actually want to do some stuff on PS2, so I had to go ahead and get it ready. And I ended up coming up with testing it out with this, so we're gonna see how this works out. I think audio is fine. I know I can hear myself over it. I made sure of that. Yeah, okay. We're gonna... It's a bit harder to tell, hang on. Yeah, I think it's okay. I have to admit that the settings for this is kind of weird, because I'm not used to having, like... Not used to using, like, crazy aspect... Oh, not really crazy aspect ratios. I basically just had to get it like all set up like within like the last 30 minutes. And like another 30 minutes after. If that makes any sense. 30 minutes the day before, 30 minutes today. It's more complicated than I would have thought. I mean, at least if you compare it to the totally legit Game Boy Advance I have. You know, it is interesting to look at all this in... I guess it would be like a good perspective on, like, having a rather fresh idea of what happens in this game. The channel playthrough was not the first time I played this game, but it was like 3 years apart from like the last time I played it. Maybe even like 4 or 5 actually. So I played it in college. I was out of college by the time I did the playthrough with Demi. So it might have been like even longer than that. This time it's only been like what? Actually, it might have been. It's not been 4 years. I think it's been like 3. I also don't know, because some of the achievements on the list, if you go to the website itself, which I guess I can link in the description, the RetroAchievements website, those of them are pretty complex and require a lot of redos. Or, well, I mean, they might require a lot of resets. What I might end up doing is, like, if it's like something really complicated or really difficult, I might give it a couple tries, and then I'll just like do it off screen. Like, so the intention is to hopefully quote unquote platinum the set, which I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. All of it doesn't seem too bad. It just seems like it's gonna be like a lot of grindy stuff. I say not too bad. Now remember, you have to make every weapon in the game, every capstone weapon in the game. I think this might be the Dark Cloud 2 set, but you have to. I think you have to make certain weapons from other weapons. I think that is too, actually. What is true, though, is that you do have to make every capstone weapon, which they make sure you can't use exploits to do it. Or wait, I might be thinking. Sorry, I'm like getting my wires crossed. I think you can. You can use like the tried and true method that I always use, which will not be important until way later. I think what this is going to be just like a basic. Get to the end and see what we end up getting. I might reset for some of the achievements, especially the quick time event ones, because the quick time event ones can be annoying. If you remember from the playthrough, I will reference the playthrough a lot because you know it's like developer commentary on thoughts about it. But we tried a couple of times in order to get some of the achievements in that one, but we couldn't quite do it. Well, some of them. It took like 4 or 5 tries, and we just eventually just gave up and just let it happen. I know some of them are like really bad, though. I know that Chapter 2 is gonna be really annoying, I think, because that one sticks out in my mind as taking like more than like 3 tries. I think it doesn't help that you can't skip. I mean, you can skip this cutscene if you want. I actually did not know this was even a thing because I never skip cutscenes. So it's funny that that is a thing you can do for this one. I think it's only for these like auto-playing ones because I'm not actually pressing anything to make the dialogue progress here. We're gonna have a bit of time before that thing starts, I think. If you want to know why I'm not doing Dark Cloud 2 though, like on stream, I want to do that as a playthrough eventually. So like with my brother, and he's not here for stream, so I can't do that. Nom. I also am really hesitant to do Dark Cloud 2 quite yet because I kind of want to do like a very comprehensive. My like ambition for it is going to be like a really like in-depth like playthrough of it, explaining all the stuff in it. And I've never done something like that before, so it's gonna be interesting to even try. It's also gonna take way more work, so it has to be like something planned way ahead of time. I should probably actually practice. I should probably get into the habit of practicing these things, but I don't have like a lot of time to practice. Nor do I want to spend my free time also just practicing a game I'm going to be playing again immediately. I'm not really much of a fan of like playing through games right after doing them again, especially if they're really long. Well, especially if they're really long, I should say. I can replay some of them. They're relatively short. But a lot of them, not so much. It's like, Dark Cloud 2 is like if you're going straight through, it's like a 60 to 80 hour game. So this is like a 40-hour game going straight through. just for comparison. Actually, I don't think I was doing hour-long videos for Dark Cloud 1. Like I did before. I think I was trying to stick to around. Actually, might be a lie. I don't fully remember, but it was an 80-part series. But I think I cut it at like 40 minutes each time, or at least tried to. Demon Shaft might have been not Demon Shaft. Yeah, Demon Shaft might have been like what? Those might have been hour-long videos, but I think a lot of the time it was me sticking around an hour. But I was trying to stay below an hour. Baldur's Gate 3 was like, if I did that, then you would be dealing with like a 150-part series. Right now it's looking to be, I think it's looking to be around like 100, at most 120, I think. We're pretty close to the end, because we've already taken care of everything, and all you do is just take care of like the last couple of side quests and character quests that we have to do. Just got into Czar Palace, actually, video-wise. There's another, oh look, there's another skip section. Although I think if you skip from the Dark Shrine part, then you will just go straight to gameplay. So that's cool. I somewhat can't wait. Oh, I mean, I can wait because I am waiting, but I can't wait to actually compare Dark Cloud 1 to 2, because the last time I played Dark Cloud 2, right, it was when last time I played Dark Cloud 2 was like before I even played Dark Cloud 1. I played 2 first. So, like, I think I played Dark Cloud 1 like a couple years since the last time I played 2. And I haven't played 2 since I played 1 for the first time. So, 2 is gonna be an interesting experience, so I decided to play that one blind. Blind, you know what I mean? Just like for the first time in a long time. Also, game over. I can't believe our main character is dead. I can't believe Chivo is dead. That's his name now. Chivo. But yeah, I've always heard like people's opinions about the Dark Cloud series of 2 games, duology, sure, let's say that. And I think I usually hear people say that they like 2 more. I also think I'd like 2 more, but I haven't played 2 in so long, who knows? I'm sitting here playing 1 again, so I guess that goes to show how much I still like 1 despite all the jank in it. It just has that charm that both games have, in my opinion. So, like, well, I say charm. I guess it is charm. What I wanted to say was, it has that je ne sais quoi. It has a gameplay loop that I find really fun, I guess. 2 also has it. I know for a fact that I'm pretty sure I know that 1 is like a bit too. What was the word? Carried out? No. A bit stretched a bit too thin, I guess is really the best way to say it. You have 6 characters and you don't have nearly enough time to train all of them, so that sucks. As compared to Dark Cloud 2, where you have 2 characters, and you have 2 weapons for both of them, and you have monster transformation, and you have the ride pod. So I guess that way you do still have 6 characters. You certainly have 6 resources to try and balance. Although, technically 5, because no one's using monster transformation. Well, I certainly don't. Anyway, I guess I can try and explain what's going on here if you're just, like, watching it straight through. I'm trying to at least make it readable. So, there's this evil army on, like, the other side of the world. They summoned this they summoned this creature called the Dark Genie, and in order to like take over the continent, they took over. So they summoned this genie, and then they flew to the first town they saw, which is Norun Village, and blew up the entire village while they're having their festival. He's gonna proceed to this to every settlement on the continent, and then I guess he kind of just goes away. I assure you not. That is quite literally what happens. You don't see him again for a long time. But anyway, so our protagonist here, Chivo, Toen, or Chivo, as he will now be called, also died during that encounter. But this guy right here, the Fairy King, revived him in order to fix the world. He gave him this stone on his wrist called an Atlamelia. It allows him to manipulate the world and everything in it, and allows him to rebuild it from scratch. But in order to do that, he has to go into the dungeon where all the parts are, and then get them out, and then start putting the world back together. That's about the gist of it. Hopefully that made sense. I think I'm pretty bad at explaining things, but then again, all I do is explain things because that's literally all I do for videos. So you think I'd be better at it, but you know, some practice doesn't really stick. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's time to get to work. From here on, I'll probably actually be reading dialogue, but, you know, long intro. Okay. As you can see here, we are now in the, what they call a diorama field. Basically allows you to, it's basically a mix of geography and diorama. This is where you actually start building up your settlements after you actually get parts to build them with. Dark Cloud is like a weird series because it's like a really weird thing. You wouldn't think it would go together very well back then anyway. Cult of the Land exists today, and it's basically the same thing. If you like Cult of the Land, you'll probably like this game. Ah, Chivo, you're alive. Seems like we were the only ones in the village that survived. We never dreamt this would happen. One night, our village is gone. Can you believe this, Chivo? I feel so helpless. I, the mayor of the village, can't do anything about it. What am I supposed to do now? I don't know, man. It's pretty desperate, I gotta admit. Sucks that everyone's dead except for me and you, am I right? I guess the only thing we can do is to get help from the guardian of Norun Village, Dran. Dran will not abandon us. He will help us for sure. I have a favor to ask Chivo. In third person. Go to Divine Beast Cave and tell Dran what happened. Divine Beast Cave is the cave outside towards your right-hand side. That's a sentence. You've probably seen it before. I may be imagining things, but I sense something has changed about the cave. Be careful. This is the cave key. I have the cave key. I put the things you might need in your bag for you. Don't get carried away. If you get in trouble in there, come back here. I'll get you more supplies. Good luck. I don't think there's anything that would... Actually, there is one floor-specific achievement, but we don't have to worry about it for a bit. Anyway, here we have our stuff. Explaining everything here, we have our weapon, we have our defense, we have our health, and that red bar right there is WHP, which I guess I should just go to the dungeon and explain it then. Now our only hope is Dran. Dran has always watched over us. I'm sure Dran has watched us this time too, and will help us. But really, this time even Dran's windmill, where Dran's magic power dwells, is destroyed. Oh, well, I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine, I think. Let me go ahead and save the game. Make sure that this actually works. Yes. Cool. Pay no mind to the notification in the upper left corner if you saw it. Yes, pay no mind to that. I can now see that you did see it. I always forget. Is there a way to... save person's sure. Actually, I might want to turn it off. I forget. I'll figure it out soon enough. That's just display speed? Yeah, I can set that up higher. Get into more detail about this later. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, no need to run in diorama fields, just use the function to move faster. Big keyhole. Let's answer. Also, you're gonna get tutorials on how all this works, so it's fine. I'm pretty sure when I did this last time, I was just like, wow, we have an enemy counter right at the door. That's fun. Oh, it's gone. Anyway, the Fairy King here is going to explain how dungeoning works. First conquer this wretched Divine Beast Cave and find Rand's lair. That is your first goal. Since you're a beginner, I'll give you a lesson how to fight in the dungeon. What you have to do is that you have to kill enemies inside the dungeon and find a gate key. Every dungeon floor has one. If you cannot leave the dungeon floor without the gate key, it's almost always carried by a monster. It is always carried by a monster. You just have to defeat them all one by one. I'm pretty sure in this game, it is actually random. In Dark Cloud 2, it's based on a specific enemy has it. I tell you how to turn the ground level. You can just teleport out. If you mind connected them, it's never going to be called that, by the way. It's just going to be saying retreat from dungeon. If there are monsters still on the floor, you won't be able to leave without return powder. We'll talk about that later. Or escape powder is actually what it's called. You also don't have to start from the beginning. You just go down to whatever floor you're on. He's going to talk about weapons. You can upgrade weapons by killing enemies. If a weapon's WHP goes down to 0, the weapon breaks permanently. You have to use repair powder to keep it from breaking. Weapons can actually evolve into new versions, which get the stats for them. Also, all the characters' default weapons will not break. But what does happen, if they break, is, I don't think I actually knew this when I did it the first time, is that their attack power will be drastically reduced. I think it'll actually be reduced to 1 or something. And also the experience on it goes to 0. So, but any other weapon you get will break. The dagger has capped stats, so you will not be able to just use the dagger the entire game. Well, actually, you probably could. It would get really hard at the end. Interesting challenge to think about. Anyway, now I was going to talk about the outline here. Basically, these are your diorama parts. So basically, the parts that you need to actually rebuild your village. They're like these balls that are inside the dungeon. You have to pick them all up. All right, let's do this. Oh, that was a lot, but you'll see it as I'll go into more detail about it as we do this. Like I said, I like explaining things, even if I'm bad at it, just for some reason. Here are skeleton soldiers, also a bat behind me, I can hear him. Here we have combat. Initiate combat. Yes. You can do a full combo. There we go. Ow. We also had to kill 1,500 enemies. That's what that thing in the bottom right corner was. So as you can see, as I'm attacking enemies, the red bar is going down. That's your WHP. Ow. There we go. If that hits 0, your weapon breaks, or you end up breaking. What? Did I just say no? Your weapon will break. If it's any weapon other than the dagger, it will permanently get destroyed. Your dagger will just become a broken dagger, which is a fun thing to talk about, isn't it? Anyway, don't let your weapon break is really the point you need to make from this. Treasure chest. Thunder acquired. So that is... What that is a element. You want to attach elements onto your weapons, or just attachments onto your weapons. They can be elements or actual stats. And that will apply the attribute to your weapon. So as you can see, that was a thunder one, and it gives you 3 thunder. You have to select the element you want to use in order to actually utilize that element. And here you have anti-monster attributes as well. You do not have to set these. So that's nice, because there's like 12 of them. You can see all the stats here too. You have your WHP, which you explained. When it reaches 0, your weapon breaks. ADS is absorption, that's your experience for the weapon. Your character doesn't get experience, your weapon does. And when your weapon levels up, you can permanently apply the attributes that are in, that you fix your weapon into it, so you can start applying more. You have your attack, you have your endurance, this is your weapon's defense, quote-unquote weapon defense. You have your speed. As far as I know, this doesn't really do anything. I can't really tell if it does anything. And you have magical power, which makes your magic and attribute damage go up. A lot of talking. But I like talking about this game, so it's fine. Sky Hunter, really good for the bats around here. So I'm going to put that in right now. The dagger doesn't evolve, so I would probably say don't go out of your way to level up the dagger too much. Because you're kind of just wasting experience, I think. Who knows, might be a reason to do it, but as far as I know, there isn't. By the way, the reason why I'm sort of just like poking this soldier instead of doing a full combo is you have to, if combos in this game you have to fully commit to, and I do not feel like doing that. So watch this. I was holding down that entire time, couldn't move the entire thing. So you want to do fast swings instead of a full combo. Fully committing to them is usually not a good idea. You have a Dasher here. Dasher and Prancer and something and Vixen. Buster. Luckily, enemies do flinch in this game, so you don't really have to go out of your way to, like, strike an enemy and then move out of the way. You have 3 enemies here? Okay. 4 enemies, even. How aggressive. But there's also the little caveat of if your weapon breaks, you permanently lose it. So, you don't want to go crazy with your combos either. This game very much punishes you for, like, committing to that stuff. Also, that water I keep jumping into, this is a healing spring, so you'll fully recover all of your health and thirst when you go in there. Thirst is the water droplets in the top left, the little water drops. If that goes down to 0, oh, did not see there. If that goes down to 0, then you will start to die of dehydration. Which I don't know why that's a mechanic in this game, but it is. Ow. Crest obtained. Bats are kind of annoying to deal with right now. So we'll just have to space them out a bit. There is actually something we can do to fight the bats, but I want to get rid of the skeleton soldier first. There we go. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button for that. I think did I just like get Kingdom Hearts? I think I was thinking of Kingdom Hearts, because I was trying to press L1 in order to do that. Anyway, if you hold down the attack button, you'll start a charge. You become invincible, and you do a stronger attack. So that's a good way to take care of the bats for now. Because I think it takes 2 hits to kill them. And then they can commit to their attack and you don't have to. Well, I guess you technically do have to commit to your attack, but... There we go. Doing the charge attack does burn WHP, though, even if you don't land it. So I'd recommend that you don't go overboard with them until you get more WHP anyway. Or at least you have the resources to do that. Now let's picking up some Atla. Hope you don't mind me just, like, constantly talking. I feel like I'm silent a bit too often whenever I do these. So it's nice to actually have something I know to talk about. As I literally talk everyone's ear off. I'm sure it's very fun. I mean, if you didn't want to do that, I guess you would just watch something. You would just, like, watch a uncommentated video. Then again, this is a stream, which I assume you would expect people to be talking. Yeah, skeletons are crazy. There we go. So dagger's at 3 WHP right now. It doesn't go and show off the break, but I will fix it right after. Because luckily you don't actually lose this one. Hopefully you don't get tired of the beeping. How's it beeping? See, it broke. So now you have a broken dagger in your hand. You notice I lost all the ABS for it, and it's just a broken dagger. Broken dagger due to hard use. Its attack has been reduced to 1, it has no endurance, doesn't need it, it's broken. Now let's see what this does. Yeah, so now you just deal 1 damage. Which, it's probably better than the alternative, which is no damage. I don't think no damage is actually in this game, though. I think it's only in Dark Cloud, or I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. It's in Dark Cloud 2, I think. Or actually, I know it's in Dark Cloud 2. When your weapon breaks in Dark Cloud 2, all of its damage just gets, like, it gets set to no damage. So you just get nothing out of doing that. Oh wait, I just realized something. Whoops. I forgot about that too. Right. If your weapon breaks, you also lose the attachments in it. Anyway, let's fix the dagger so we have to do stuff. So I just lost the attachments, right? Yep, they're gone. No thunder. No flying slayer either. That's fine, right? It's the first dungeon floor. You don't particularly need attachments yet. Also, I apologize to the camera. It is just flicking all over the place. It will do this. It's gonna get worse when I actually get the ability to move faster. I apologize. I'll try not to make it swing around too much and make you sick. Also, I hope that mic isn't too close. There we go. Ooh, tram whale. Nice. That is for... Well, that is something for later, which I don't know if it's actually going to be in this floor or not, so we're not going to worry about it. Getting on the first floor is nice, though. Let's line this boy up. Gotcha! Got a lot of enemies to kill, so... we also got a lot of experience to get, too. So I assume this will just work itself out on its own. You're gonna realize, though, that the way I move, it's gonna cause the camera to swing around a lot. I tend to walk forward and then steer with the camera instead of moving around with the actual stick. I feel like that's easier than just, you know, trying to move around the camera and not see what I'm doing. It's really funny, though, because I kind of... In games where you have, like, a locked strafe mode, which I don't think is in a lot of games, but it is most certainly in Ratchet & Clank, which I play a lot, too. You will end up... I tend to not have strafe mode on. Maybe I will have it on now. I haven't played Ratchet & Clank in a while, actually. Wow. Oh, I just got you. Start using you. There we go. Bye. Thanks for flying low, buddy. Yeah, I tend to turn off lock strafe mode. I don't know, it just feels weird to have a person, like, it feels like, I know I walk around like I'm strafing all the time. I guess I don't really walk around like I'm strafing. I walk around like a car, I think. Yeah, I walk around like I'm driving a car. And, but having someone just, like, walk left and right while looking forward is, like, a really weird, like, thought in my head. So I just like to have it off. And I'll strafe when I want to strafe, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. Which is what I do here. Because I haven't really explained it, but I have been locking on my enemies, and then you enter a strafe from there, which allows you to just keep moving forward, as you expect from lock-on. Also, the first dungeon floor is going to be kind of long, because I do like to clear out all the enemies. Unfortunately, there's no fanfare for it. Or maybe, fortunately, there's no fanfare for it, I guess whatever you're used to. I'm going to pick this up for no reason, because we're already done with the floor. That's the dungeon map. I didn't explain this part either. Every floor will have a dungeon map and a magic crystal in it. The dungeon map reveals the entire map to you. I uncovered it before I found it. This time. And the magic crystal is... It reveals all the enemies and treasure chests in the floor. Oh wait, I just realized that thing is here. You're just gonna have hard, like, at first, though. Yeah, this thing right here. This thing unlocks a back floor for you. So basically, there's a tram with rusty wheels. This is what the tram oil is for. Necessary for rusty tram to work. If you use this now, which I guess I could do, but I don't have any. No, actually I won't do it because I don't have any resources to actually like not run out of W2 on back there. Nor do I really have a reason to do it now anyway. So anyway, like I'm saying, if you use the tram oil on that rusty tram, you will go to a back floor, the back side of the floor. The back side of the floor has more enemies and treasure in it, but all the enemies are way stronger. And by way stronger, I mean they just have the stamina status, which doubles their attack. And I think also increases their defense. And it makes them immune to statuses. So that's obnoxious. I'll just hold on to this until I can actually, like, take advantage of it. The good part about back floors is that killing enemies back there gives you double the experience, I think. Which is why I want to not immediately just go back there and just take all the treasure and leave. And let's leave, because actually leave. Actually leave. Yeah, we're gonna get accosted by the Fairy King again. Gotta get the character. It seems you've finally come back with some Atla. Very well then, I shall teach you as I promised. The peaches sealed inside Atla are released by touching the Atla with your left hand, where the power of the Atla Amelia resides. You never heard this game before? Me and my brother have played it before. Hey, Valentin. I have a full playthrough of it. I'm mostly just doing it mostly to test out this totally legit PS2, and also trying out RetroAchievements, which seems like a fun thing to do. Buildings and people that were sucked into this Atla will be restored to their original form. Once you bring them back to the ground level, you can rearrange them as you wish. By going back and forth between the dungeon and ground level, you can restore the Earth to its original form. That's your mission as the one who has granted the power of Amelia. Now, let us move on. This may be a bit technical. You want to place buildings, etc., place the select button. Select button again to return to walking. In edit mode, you can place down all of the buildings that you got from the dungeon. You have to also attach parts that you get from the dungeon into those buildings in order to fully restore them. Seeing is believing. Try it yourself. You must be fast in listening to my lecture. We're not gonna do this quite yet. Oh yes, if you ever forget the things I teach you, use this. Here's a book. Also, I don't know if I ever actually say anything. Yeah, I'm doing, not much is really going on on my side. Just wanted to, I guess I did say this part. Yeah, I just wanted to try this out. Menu select for the main menu. What is the game about? So there is an army on this continent that summoned this evil monster called the Dark Genie. The Dark Genie and this dictator guy went across the entire continent and blew it up. And this guy right here, his name is Toan, but in this game he's going to be called Chivo. He was basically revived by the Fairy King guy right here in order to fix the world. It's basically a dungeon crawler slash town builder, which I find to be an amusing combination. I talk to the mayor and get supplies again. The start of this game is going to be just constantly running back here to go and get stuff. There we go. While I'm at it, let me do this. I can just ask for more, right? Yes. Cool. Oh yeah, I didn't actually explain it. The mayor, before you go into the dungeon, the mayor gives you bread, which restores your health. Gives you tasty water, which quenches your thirst. When you run out of water, when you run out of water, you start to lose health. So you might as well just use that now. It gives you escape powder, so you can leave the dungeon once. It gives you an antidote drink in case you get poisoned. Bats in the dungeon can poison you, which is why that's useful. And repair powder, which restores your WHP. Alright, back to the dungeon. Do I have 8 gold? Yes. I'm like looking at my my status on the other window because I have that open, and RetroAchievements tracks it, so I'm just looking at it. Oh, you know what? I need to... Oh, I think it's actually too late now. I was about to say, I need to actually save the game, which I did not do. And the unfortunate part about this game is that you can't... I can sleep, right? No, I can't. Okay. So yeah, the unfortunate part about this game is that if you save your... you can't save the game while you're inside the dungeon. Which is why I make it a habit to leave every single time I clear a floor. For more than one reason, but also so you don't have to start over if you die. What's that cat doing here? Bye, cat. You will be missed. Cat is gone. Welcome to B2. Yeah, so hopefully you don't end up dying here. Whoa! Hello, Dasher. Gonna combo you down. There we go. Gonna charge up this one, which makes you invincible, and the bad back though. Ow! Alright, we're gonna hit him now. Take one. Takes. He's dead. Is what I'm saying. Oh, there's the key. Technically, we don't really have a reason to stay in the dungeon floors past getting the Atla and treasure once you get the key, because the dagger does nothing. The dagger, it does nothing. Oh, I actually did. I just realized we got a back floor like immediately. Okay. This thing right here is basically it's a key to a harder part of the dungeon. I don't know if you're here for that part. This one is Gaffer's Buggy. Very helpful, that one. I will, however, say that you want to be very careful about when you place that one down, for multiple reasons. Many reasons for everything. Oh, Magic Crystal immediately. Cool. That was to see everything on the floor. Oh, and these balls basically give us the materials to make, to rebuild the village. How many floors does the dungeon have? The dungeon has... I think it has like 10 floors, actually. They only show you 2 for now. Oh, you have a Yamich, which I don't know why it's called that. It is just a shadow. Dangerous one. That one. Oop. Oh, wow. I was gonna get hit there. Come on. Do it. You know you want to. He's backing up. That works. Oh, Dagger's ABS is full. Is this actually gonna do anything? I don't think it will. ABS is the weapon's experience. In this game, experience is not earned by the character, it's earned by the weapon. You might be stuck around. Oh, no, it won't be a big deal, don't worry. Yeah, so weapon experience is earned by the weapon, not the character. Your character will not level up at all, but your weapon will, and that's where all this comes in. Leveling up your weapon will basically increase its stats, but you won't see much of a difference unless you actually have attributes to put here. We lost ours because my dagger broke last floor, but that's to be expected. We'll do slightly more damage, what you probably won't notice. There we go. These are some of the smaller floors in the dungeon, so brace yourself. Ooh, treasure key. Some treasure chests will be locked, and you can use a key to just skip past trying to unlock it. That doesn't make sense from what I just said, but it'll make sense when we actually see a locked chest. Let's grab this Atla. Annex room. Your cave bat, are you gonna be... Yep. Way more cooperative than the other one. Cool. Got a pool. That's a healing spring, so you can recover all your health whenever you jump into it. Dungeon floors are way less unforgiving when you have that stuff. I will say that probably the hardest part of this game is the is the first dungeon and the bonus one. I mean, the bonus dungeon. The bonus dungeon isn't really that hard. It's just really an endurance match. Holy gem. That is a attack item. Sacred gem, as it's called here. This one, you can throw an enemy to deal holy damage. Which, I will actually use this right now, when I see another skeleton. I also just set it to my pockets. You cannot use things in the field unless you do that. I don't know why they let you do this, but you can also set... Oh, well, you can't set that one. You can set these in here. Like your bread and antidote drinks. You can set them in there to use them, like, in the fields, but I don't know why you do that, because it also takes longer to use them if you do that. As opposed to just using them in the menu, you know, where enemies can't attack you. You assume there are no healing springs in the bonus dungeon. There are healing springs in the bonus dungeon. It's just 100 floors of bonus dungeon. Yeah, it's pretty insane. By that point in the playthrough, you're basically just getting the key and leaving. It's a bit too important at the start of the game. I say a bit too important, but it's really just like it's a pretty good idea to not skip floors if you can avoid it. And by skipping floors, I mean just finding the key and leaving. For one thing, there's a lot of stuff you gotta go and get, and also experience, which I am obsessed with grinding. Ah, missed. Nice diving at me. Okay. They usually stay low when they do that, though. There we go. Damage might actually mess up my WHP here. 1, 2, one more. There we go. Okay, we're gonna not risk it. I mean, well, yeah, actually, it would be pretty important to not let your dagger break at this point. Because, well, for one thing, it's the only weapon we have. And also, it's leveled up slightly, so... When your dagger breaks, it doesn't permanently go away like your other weapons. Yes, your weapons do permanently break in this game. But it will destroy any attachments that are on it, and reduce its stats back to the base. And reduce it level 1, so... Probably don't want that if it's your only weapon. Ow. Supplies. Okay, that's the last outlet here, but we have 2 more treasure chests to get. And 2 dashers, apparently. Three dashers. Make that 3! Oop! Not supposed to. This game actually does have a block button, but I quite literally never use it. I can actually show you why right now, I think. Here, let me actually let this dasher... Okay, no, this one actually does work. But most enemies can just knock you out of your guard, so, like, why even bother, in my opinion? Just learn to backstep out of your attacks. There we go. Oh, monsters defeated! Alright, that's just care of you guys. I'm not gonna say that every time. That's in the sequel. And it'll drink. And the map. Once again, getting the map last is a pro move, I think. Also, I guess since we're about to leave, I can go and show this too. So, this is basically why I don't use items in the field. Well, that one's instant, but... This, however, for some reason is not. So... Is the arrow thirsty? Yeah, for some reason that's not instant, but eating bread is. Dark Souls mechanics, I think. You know, a game clearly inspired by Dark Souls. This 2001 video game. Alright, I'm leaving. Temporarily, of course. Okay. Right, that's the spot, dude. I immediately forgot. I need to save. It must be done. Okay. Disregard the notification at the top left. Not top right, top left. Talking to the mayor will always give you stuff you don't have. He actually gave me a second antidote drink, which I was not expecting. Wait, he's giving me another one? Oh no, he said he ran into the monsters, huh? How's the Divine Beast Cave? You ran into some monsters, right? Well, what's happened to it, I wonder? But the place is not normally filled with monsters. Well, I forget if you can actually do all the stuff. You know what? I'll show off right now. Why not? So now I'm going to enter Georama edit mode. Geographic diorama. Geographic diorama, sorry. So how this works is, you have to take buildings that you have here, and these things here. Most games have a few useless features for the fun of it. I don't know if I'd call being able to heal, or the speed at which you heal, a useless feature, but that is an option. I also have Gaffer's buggy, so we can place this here. For now, the locations don't really matter, because we have no reference on where to put everything. So how this works is, once you place down the houses, there's actually no, like, additional features on them. So it's going to be up to you to not only place the houses down, but also add the stuff back. So here, you look at the slots here, you see all the things that you need to add to the building in order to restore it. You see, slot character. Daily training makes for a muscular body. It's giving you a hint on who goes in a spot. Slot character, a little powerhouse. So we have Macho. Macho is his name, he never skips training. So you can put him here. You cannot go here, but you can go here. So you thought it goes to Macho. And Komacho is his older brother, so you can put him here too. Alright, you're playing Champions? I still have not actually played Champions myself. Not really much for competitive Pokemon. Or competitive battling, really. Yeah, so, yeah, Macho and Komacho here. These two are here, so if you go back here, now they'll actually be walking around. Here's Macho. Aw, Chivo, I missed you, man! Your smile really brightens my day! And now you can talk to them. Hello. If you see my big bro, tell him you didn't see me, okay? I'm counting on you. How should I rebuild Norune? Fighting is what a man should live for. It's a basic fact of life, right? So, talking to these guys will also give you hints on how they want their house to be and what they'll give you when you complete their house. They also tell you, like, things that they want, like, around their house in order to actually rebuild it. I think I said that wrong. Either way. You get conditions in order to properly restore all the villages by talking to your villagers. Tell me how to rebuild your house. Look, don't forget to expand my room and the barbell. Put that outside. So now if you go back into diorama mode, so now you can see you need a slot, your own room, or just a room, as it is, and slot needed for training. So I can add the annex room here, and the barbell here. So now you can see house is bigger. When you restore parts of the village, you will also get these tiny treasure chests that appear here. They will always give you some special treasure. That one gives you bread. You want to take a good look around everywhere, because these tiny treasure chests are kind of hard to see. And they also tend to give you good items to upgrade your characters with. Your characters don't level up, but they do get upgrades. And doing diorama is how you get those upgrades. There's nothing here right now. In Chapter 1, there are 64 tiny treasure chests, which I don't think I knew. That is a lot of chests. Alright. We just go and talk to the mayor really quick. Once again. Looks like there is nothing in his... Wait, you can go here. A spiky bug's coming out. Oh, it's a prickly. I don't think I knew he could do that. You do not need that right now, that's for sure. You can go up here. You can. I don't think this... Oh! Okay, there was. So here we have a gourd. That was in a tiny treasure chest right here next to this spot over here. I don't know if I actually ever found that one. Maybe I did. I know for a fact I did... Well, me and my brother did look up guides on how to complete the diorama. Although I did just know it off the top of my head whenever everyone told me stuff. Anyway, gourd. It is an upgrade item for your thirst, so now you can go longer without having to drink. Maximum value of thirst meter of Chivo increased 1 point. As you've seen in dungeons, it's not too big a deal to worry about your thirst, because there are just fountains to heal yourself everywhere. I'm not sure there's one on every floor. I think there's a chance you don't get one. I'm pretty sure we had that issue at the start of the recorded playthrough. I don't know exactly how to explain this. The first playthrough, sure. But yeah, they're a godsend in this game. Well, especially at the start where you have so few resources to work with. Okay, cool. I was checking to make sure I had everything. I already spoke to him this time. Yeah, if you're ever, like... If you don't have all your resources, then the mayor will give you anything that you don't have. Which is basically the only thing you get for the start of this game. Alright, let's head in here, because I think Komatsu should be in here. Yep, there he is. Thank you, Chivo. Say, what happened on the day of the festival anyway? I remember a light flashed in the sky, and the house disappeared, and after that, I don't remember a thing. Hello. Did you see my little brother Macho? Sure did. How should I rebuild Narun? I'd like the house to be someplace where I don't have to go far for a good workout. So, that is a bit hard to explain, but I think someone else will probably explain it. I think he wants to be nearby... Oh, no. He wants to be nearby the dungeon. I remember that now. I guess that's enough for a workout for him. Yeah, so how should I rebuild Norun tells you where you should place the houses. Tell me how to rebuild your house tells you what should be on their house. And then what will happen when it's done, I'll tell you the reward. I'll give you something, but I'll keep it a secret for now. The hint is rock-breaking strength. Oh, in the dungeon, if you ever get stuck or run out of items, return to the surface and search the town. You may be able to find some valuable support items laying around. This will be really important when you try to get to the deeper floors. It's very dangerous down there. I forgot they had more stuff to talk about. I have a bit different view on battles than my bro. Fighting's about brains. You can fight easily if you make the best out of items in the dungeon. My bro doesn't agree. Fighting is all about timing, but draw when you should and attack when you can. The skilled warrior knows all of this. Way better than blocking. I guess that's where they're saying that the way of the coward is not the answer. It is the way of the parry master. I don't know. Listen to me. Looking at Claude's flag just irritates me. He doesn't understand how a guy ought to be. Anyway, tell me how to rebuild your house. A fence and a lamp would suffice. We've had this stuff at any decent... We had stuff any decent person would have, you know. Agreed. So, now we know that their house... Or, hang on. I can't pick up their house. Move rooms. Okay. Things I forget. So, yeah, he says he wants a good workout. Not a better workout than a dungeon-infested... that monster-infested dungeon, I'd say. Anyway, you can tell if you actually did it right, because that'll happen. So, you can see a progression here. Collection, complete, and request. Collection, I think, is how many diorama parts you have. So if you move this here, by the way, And request is if you actually follow what everyone wanted. I guess I didn't actually follow what he wanted because it didn't increase at all. I think he wants to be. Is what to be like? Wait, is that no? That's the cave. That's the cave. Oh, maybe it's because the house isn't complete. That would probably help too. Anyway, yeah, he wants a fence. He wants another lamp, so we can take this one, put it here. Now there's an event there. Well, it didn't actually increase his completion. Well, the area's completion. Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure request is the thing. Yeah, okay, there you go. So now you can see, once you have the house complete and you move them nearby where they want to be, yeah, so you can see the request meter increased. So just put it back here. I don't know how close you actually have to be. You see the achievement progress is going up and down as we're doing this. So once you walk in here... Whoa, Chivo, you've done it! Thanks to you, our house is back to normal again. Here, this is for you. Keep it. Gives us a stone breaker attachment. Hey, that's mine! Hey, bro, what do you think you're doing? Like I always tell you, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. That's how things between big brothers and little brothers should be. Ugh, I can't take this anymore, bro. We're gonna settle this with a battle. Oh, really? Ready when you are. Let's take this in the back. Take that as you will. Family things, I think. Chivo is an only child. He doesn't understand the nuance of beating up your family members. It's all in jest, of course. I think there's another box in here, too. I think it's more than one. Anyway, just mash the X button when you're running around in here. You might find something impressive. Especially since they sometimes put treasure chests against the camera where you can't see it. Game design is my passion. Hello. Those will get tougher after the 9th floor. The other day, I almost got worked. Oops, you haven't gone there yet. Sorry. How should I rebuild? Yeah, it's good. The cave's tough lately. Chivo, fighting with weapons is not the way to go. The only hand-to-hand is true battle. That's finished. What? You aren't satisfied with what my big bro gave you as a reward? Hello. One of the coolest items you can get is the bomb. You can blow up all the monsters gathered near you, just like that. Boom! Nice, huh? Heard that something good would happen if you didn't use any recovery items in a dungeon, but nothing happened. Who the heck started that rumor? I wonder if that's a reference to something. I don't think it is. How goes the fight in the cave? Come to me if you run into any problem. Maybe they're just trying to say, use your recovery items, don't be an idiot. How shall I rebuild? That cave is full of monsters now. I know Drain doesn't like it, but it's actually it's really exciting for me. I always like a good challenge. It's finished. So that item I give you, think you'll get any use out of it? As wary as you are, it should come in handy. Are you saying I'm shrimpy, or are you saying I'm good at weaving? I got good weave going. Okay, well I think we can head back into the dungeon. To not stutter over my words. That's going to happen anyway, and you know that. Alright, let's save. The good part about doing this as a stream is that I don't have to worry too much about multiple save files. I will still worry about it anyway. For missable achievements, that is. Yeah, we're not going to have our first missable achievement until, I think, like, the 5th floor or something. I don't know when it's coming up because we don't have any Atla to grab. It's not this one, that's for sure. Actually, it might be the 9th floor is when we, or 8th floor when we start seeing it. Based on what Macho was talking about. Anyway, it's time for the cutscene. You're gonna be seeing this a lot. I'm back. Exciting, eh? Don't give me that look. This is for your benefit. Now, here is the intermediate course. I won't repeat myself, so listen carefully. He's gonna teach you about lock-on. You use L1 and R1 to shift to another target, or L1. Pressing R1 button while locking on does guard. That's how I did that earlier. Don't forget the guard function can save you in the heat of battle. It will not help you very often after the first chapter. Just relying. Oh, it's really just a matter of relying on it is bad because you're gonna end up running into enemies that just run through your guard. So you might as well just not use it, in my opinion. Just learn how to dodge around or shift around enemies. And yes, I did explain this earlier, but if you have different attributes, you can change the attribute. This is weird for me to say. if you have more than one attribute, you have to change it in order to actually use that attribute. You don't get all of them at once. And yeah, they tell you about it here. Yes, you cannot activate an attribute unless that weapon has points for the attribute. What do you think? Easy, huh? Don't want to fry your noodles, so that's enough for info there for this time. Good luck to you, boy. See you soon. This game has a lot of complex mechanics, so I'm glad they're going out of their way to explain it. And not just give you like... And they're like using pictures and everything, which I'm also glad for. yeah, we have Rock Breaker here. Put that there. Did I actually get... Okay, good. I was like, did I actually get Repair Powder? I did. The Rock Breaker is not going to be too useful in this... Well, yet, anyway. It will be good for some enemies later. Oh, wow, that was really lucky. We're not quite done yet, though. We got Atlan to grab. Speaking of which. Cabin. Cabin fever. Old Gaffer. Odd Gaffer, sorry. I always say Old Gaffer. I don't know if they say Old Gaffer. I most certainly do say Old Gaffer. Oh, right. I'm trying to press L1 to lock on again. Face me, bat! Gotcha! Your fate was sealed the moment you ran into me. Bone key. That is a door key, which, if you see one, you are guaranteed to have a locked door on your dungeon. So I've always been kind of curious about is how they actually... Well, I mean, you'll see it when we get there, but I guess I'll save it for that. Yeah, we're all good. Wait, are we? Yes. Let's look at that treasure box and make sure I picked it up. Don't want to backtrack too far, especially when we can't actually move faster yet. Oh, healing spring. Thank you. Thanks, game. I appreciate it. Antidote drink. Oh, a statue. Okay, so this enemy is actually a rock enemy. So Rock Breaker will be stronger here. Breaker attributes do not need to be set. So there's anti-attributes is what I want to call them. They do not need to be set. Attributes here, however, do need to be set. We only have wind, so that's what we're using. Also, you're gonna find out that rock and metal enemies are kind of problematic in this game because they destroy your WHP. Observe. Yep, that dealt 4 WHP of damage. Let's try the Holy One. That's way better. Endurance +1. So, something I did not know in the original playthrough, and I only found out because I was looking up the achievements for this game on the website. Apparently, killing enemies with items almost guarantees that they drop attributes for you, which I did not know. So that is crazy information. Especially at the start of the game. It will not matter later when I get attributes from other things. Very exploitable things, I should mention. Oh, right, I was looking at the wrong thing. We can actually apply that Endurance 1 to our weapon now. Why not? Oh yeah, here's the door. So if you see a door like this in a dungeon, you're most likely going to need to find a door key for it, which is the skull or bone key that we found. That just opens up the door. So I'm always wondering about, I'm gonna bring this up now, is how do they handle not putting, like, I guess I already did mention, but the dungeon floors in this game are entirely randomized. So I could walk into floor 3 again and then get an entirely different layout for it. What I have to wonder is, in situations where they add the door key, how do they not, like, how do they make sure that they don't spawn the key behind the door? Because what if the enemy in the dungeon, or what if the enemy, what if there's an enemy behind the door and they, like, what am I trying to say? Oh yeah, and they have the gate key. So that would be bad if you couldn't reach them, right? But I guess they use something to make sure they don't do that. Also, I'm gonna remove the attributes here because we're not gonna be using the dagger in the long run, so I was gonna level it up without applying the attributes. When you do apply the attributes and you level up the weapon, then the attributes go away and it's just permanently applied to the weapon. But we're not gonna be using this dagger for very long, so once you get a different weapon, I will apply the attributes to that one instead. If you couldn't tell, I really like talking about this game. It's just the mechanics in it are some of my favorites, so I can talk about it for a really long time and not get bored of talking about it. It's kind of a simple thing too, so I'm like, once you get it, it's just like a pretty simple thing. I do like its complexities, but at the same time, it's not like overly complex that it's like really confusing. If you're like paying attention to everything, anyway. I think when I first played this game, it was after I played 2, like 3 times. So I may have already been like rather used to some of its mechanics. 2's mechanics aren't exactly like this game's though. There are a couple of differences and annoying stuff that you don't have to worry about. I'm gonna go ahead and now repair this. Which can now just do by pressing that button. Well, I guess the first difference is, I don't think that repair button is actually in Dark Cloud 2 for some reason. you honestly need it less in Dark Cloud 2, so it's not a big deal anyway. Fighting statues is kind of annoying, so I'm gonna go ahead and not do that. You know, actually, I should probably jump into a back floor just to see if I can find a new weapon, because that is something that can happen. And we've already cleared. Actually, we have not cleared out this floor yet. Remember, I found the map and magic crystal, which would help in the back floor anyway. Okay, but they're all just in the last area here. Yeah, I think the statues are honestly just here to teach you that how important it is to manage your WHP, because obviously if your WHP breaks, then, or if your weapon breaks, then you're out of luck. Here for dog statue. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. That's another stone enemy. So it's gonna destroy, actually, I think this one destroys your WHP less. Ow. It destroys you physically, actually. Bread time. It's time. It's past your bread time. Anyway, yeah, that one's not too bad. Oh, another statue dog. I do like how it folds and unfolds. Oh, that was close. You can kind of just like back up, and you can kind of just like weave in and out of it to make it like fold up, and then when it's unfolding, you can hit it. A gooey peach. That is a thrown item that can slow down enemies when you throw it at them. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do something kind of risky. I did save beforehand, so it's not a big deal, but We're gonna go ahead and see if we can do the back floor, or at least get the treasure from there. The game's being kind of stingy with its weapon drops, so I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. Plus, we can also get some good stuff over there from the treasures. The treasures in the back floors are also pretty good to compensate for the fact that the enemies in the back floors are also stronger. So let's go ahead and use this tram oil I got earlier, and let's head to the back. It is kind of a big risk to do this, but it's not like I can't leave if things get dicey. Oh, hello. So yeah, enemies that are on the back floor are all in permanent stamina status. If they hit you, you will probably die, so don't let them hit you. We are feeling confident you can fight them off, but I also don't have any repair powder still. This game was not giving me any. I'd keep getting it from the mayor. Oh, a ghost. Well, that's not good. A ghost is... Ghosts are kind of annoying because they also have range attacks, I think. So, yep, there it was. Yeah, don't let them smack you in the back. If you ever end up hearing that weird scratching sound, break line of sight with them immediately. And with that, I mean just start running in different directions. Sapphire! Okay, so... that is a good thing to get. So that's our first gem of the game. Gems are basically cracked out attribute like tiles. So I'm gonna place this here. You see I got more MP and, well, less endurance, but that's because I replaced it with an endurance one. So yeah, this one gives you more MP. But what it also does is it gives you more wind. 10 more wind, to be exact. It also gives you 10 flying, anti-flying. So gems are the best attributes, or the best attribute tiles of the game. You want to make sure you get a lot of them. Also, I noticed that there's an achievement symbol in the bottom corner. I don't know what that one's for. I guess we're going to see. Actually, it's probably, if I had to guess, it's probably to defeat every enemy in the back floor. We're probably not going to be able to do that unless I get a strong a weapon that'll last more than like 5 hits against them. For now, we're just here to plunder. There's nothing over there. We can just go the other way. I do feel like movement speed in this game is like often really slow. They have a way to... Oh! Okay, yeah, they have a way to fix it. That's kind of just like a band-aid solution. There we go. Lost in the back rooms. Open all chests in the back room without being damaged. Oh, nice. I didn't realize that's what that was. Oh, speaking of moving faster, that Dran's Feather is exactly what does that. So if we put this here, and then hold the use item button, we run now. Way faster. Also, that was our first achievement. So, how Retro Achievements works is it's basically linked onto an account on the website, on the RetroAchievements.com website, I think it's called. And it connects to your totally legit console of your choice. And once you complete certain things, you will end up getting an achievement for it. So it's basically like getting modern achievements for old games before achievements were a thing. And yes, all enemies respawn when you take a back floor and come back. So what is this bat doing? But now that we have the Sapphire, we'll probably actually be able to knock out this bat pretty easily. There we go. You can do it yourself if you want. The Retro Achievements thing, that is. Just make sure that you get a totally legit console and get the means to play your game. That is all I can say. Anyway, let's get out of here. Leave the dungeon. Yeah, that's probably the biggest gripe with Dark Cloud 1 for me, well, one of the biggest gripes. I don't think this game is perfect or anything, but I do really like it. Is that you can't save in a dungeon. So you have to you have to constantly leave. And they add so many they add so many stipulations to you needing to reset if something goes wrong. That I don't know why they don't let you save in a dungeon. 2 immediately fixes this by just letting you save between dungeon floors. But yeah, you're gonna see me leave every time unless there's an achievement to not leave for some reason. Which there are a couple that ask you to do that. Oh, here's a treasure chest back here. Tasty water. The achievement progress in the bottom right might be a little bit hard to see, but that's okay. Yeah. The Gaffer's buggy. We have the odd Gaffer here. We're gonna wait to put down the odd Gaffer because something bad happens if you place it down too early. Well, it's something really bad happens if you finish his buggy or too early. So we're gonna wait on that one. I don't think we have much to do right now, so we can just head back into the dungeon. We don't have any more buildings to actually place those parts into. I did save, right? Yes. But I also got some extra stuff, so let's save again. Oh, well, I guess we're starting right now. So, this first one has no Atla on it. And that usually means... Oh, you know what I did forget to do is that I forgot to actually restock from the mayor. We have an empty floor. I saved, so it's alright, but this is gonna be our first challenge for this, and I might have to reset here, so we're gonna see. Now you die. Oh, never mind. Okay. Now, what's really weird is that this is like one of the few fights in the game that actually starts the battle theme from the actual start of the battle theme. I don't know why this is the only one that does that, but it is. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and carefully slash these guys out. Don't have undead killer, so. We also don't have any holy element either. Treasure. There we go. Oh. Chivo. This one's he's a tough one, Chivo. You'll have to duel him. A duel is a special form of combat. Controller button markers will move from right to the left. Press the right button when they line up with the light blue bar. Arrows such as left mean press in that direction with either the directional buttons or the left analog stick. Use the buttons. The closer the button mark is to the center of the blue bar when you press it, the better your rating will be. If you hit all the marks at the right timing, you will be victorious. When the duel starts, you'll be given an indication of it with this mark. Be aware of it. Here it begins. Stay focused. Oh! That's a reset. That actually sucks. Okay, hang on. Let me reset. So what needs to happen there is that you need to actually, what's it called? You need to clear that with no mistakes, like perfectly. So that's a shame. Also, the Retro Achievements has like 2 modes in it. It has normal mode and hardcore mode. Hardcore mode basically means you can't, in order to stay in hardcore mode, you can't use slowdown and you can't use save states on your totally legit console. So, I'm currently playing this in hardcore mode, which is why I had to completely reset there. And yeah, you can imagine like having to do that every single time for those sequences. There's a achievement for doing all of them perfectly, so you know that's gonna be fun. I think. I say sarcastically. Anyways, head on in. After saving again, of course. You have to make it a strong habit to save. I cannot stress this enough. Save between every floor if you need to. Well, just save between every floor if you don't have an achievement to go through them. Like, gauntlet your way through them. Luckily, it doesn't take too long to do this. Instead of match through some dialogue. And fight these guys. Can't believe I messed up the first one. The first one's probably, well, I say it's probably the longest one. I guess it's pretty long, so you had to go through this part first. Yeah, I think I actually did that first one on my first try in the recorded playthrough. Okay. Okay, one more time. Oh, I already messed it up. Well, luckily, you just miss. And then try again. Fight again. It sucks if it happens on the first one. Or the last one, not the first one. Because at that point, you can't fail it. There we go. QTE Starter. Get an isolate rating on a quick-time event duel with the Master Jacket. Which is the name of that enemy. Also, I didn't mention it. Yeah, they also give you you also get a Sapphire for doing them perfectly. Well, you get a gem for doing them perfectly. That one was a Sapphire. Duran's Crest. And Power-Up Powder. We're gonna hold on to that one. We need to level up... Oh yeah, I guess just probably explain this. Power-Up Powder allows you to instantly upgrade your weapon, even if the ABS isn't full. You of course want to do it when your ABS isn't full. Or at least partially full. We want to do it instantly. Oh, now we can attach 2 Sapphires to this. Although the Rock Breaker might be more useful. Not in the long run, but it will probably be more useful for other stuff. At the very least, we can kill bats instantly, which we can already do. I don't think anything else is actually weak to wind. Maybe the ghosts are. Let's leave. Just like that, we have to leave. Also, you can't redo those. If you couldn't tell by the fact that I had to reset the game, you can't redo those duel sequences. So, if you're planning to do mastery for Retro Achievements, you're gonna want to make sure that you save beforehand and make another save if you just want to move on for now. We got it though, it's fine. I will save you though. Because I am kind of paranoid that way. I don't think we need to do anything else, do we? I guess we can actually repair our weapon. There we go. Drink some water. Stay hydrated, folks. I should actually get some water myself. I feel my throat getting kind of scratchy from talking so much. Alright. Wait. 3 antidote drinks. I guess it gives you one of everything, because I should not have 6 antidote drinks. Although I got like 2 of them in the dungeon. Yeah, it's fine. I forgot to save again. This is why you do that. Luckily I saved before resupplying. So if something goes wrong, I just had to do that part. B5. You know, I think by now I did have an actual weapon. I'm surprised I haven't actually run into... I haven't run into another one yet. How's it going? Got the hang of it yet? The floors beneath this one are even tougher. Now to the advanced course to give you a fair chance against the meaner enemies down below. Are you using your charge attack when fighting enemies? Hold on the circle button, it's actually the X button. I'd like to remind you that this game came out in 2000, so that's 26 years ago. Man, I feel old. But also, has a lot of weirdness from the Japanese and English side. And you will see it. Sorry your weapon's growing. If you don't start upgrading them now, you can get into trouble later. Before you upgrade, it's a good idea to keep attachments on. If you upgrade with them on, then the weapon absorb the power of the attachment and adds its own power. This destroys the attachment, but the weapon does permanently get stronger, and you can attach more. By the way, that looks like the Master Sword. Did you ever notice that? When weapons reach level 5, +5, or greater, they can status break, which basically means you can break down the weapon, and then add that, so you break down that weapon into a attachment, and attach that weapon onto another weapon, and make it stronger. Weapon, weapon, weapon. Howdy, howdy, howdy. But also, it only takes a fraction of the weapon's attributes that were on it, so you don't get like all of it, but it's still better than just like it's like an endurance +1. You get like an endurance plus like 5 or 7 just from putting that weapon on, plus anything else that was on that weapon, a fraction of whatever else was on that weapon. He's also talking about how weapons have caps. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. I mentioned that earlier. I don't think you can status break your dagger for obvious reasons. You need to keep that in case your other weapons break. Also, now you can run, so that's grand. The Trans Feather does run out eventually if you use it too much, so abuse at your own risk, as they say. I think someone says that. Hello, Yamich. Ow, that really hurts. 2 Yamich. This is also why I say, this is why I always like try and feint attacks from the enemies. Because, well, I always try and bait out attacks from enemies because enemies usually can't do much as they're attacking. I say usually because they will sometimes do things while attacking, which sucks. But that's usually a good time to hit them is when they're attacking and locked in their animation. Conversely, you can lock yourself in an attack animation, and then the enemy will just attack you. So you might as well let them attack first. It's like an RPG. You take turns. But you act slightly before, it's like slightly after the enemy. Oop, I almost tried to attack again there. Yeah, enemies do flinch, you can combo them, but I guess I don't think I ever really properly explained why I don't combo enemies, even though they do flinch. And I guess it goes back to, they can sometimes, they will sometimes not be locked in their attack animation. Enemies can block in this game, I don't think we've seen it yet. But for some reason, enemies in this game can cancel out of their attack animation and block. So you're just gonna be, oh god, you're just gonna be wasting your time. This is why you just like do the 1 slash and back. Because you don't know what they're gonna do. But you know what's going to happen is that if you back up, they'll most likely not hit you. Get back here. Dashers don't block, so I guess I don't need to in there. It's a good habit to pick up, though. There's an enemy. Oh, it's a image. I didn't even see that guy. He's like a shadow on the wall. Ow. Yamiches also don't block. I don't think any enemies in this game actually. I think the dog statues block. Maybe also the statues. What also sucks is if you attack an enemy that's blocking, you still lose WHP for it. All the reason to not get carried away with your attacks. I'm giving you like a million reasons to not do combos in this game. Just do it. Just don't do them. Usually, it's usually not worth it. Hey, bomb. Ladder. I don't know which enemy actually has the gate key in this floor, so... Well, I mean, if it's the same enemy every time. I don't think it is. It for sure isn't 2. I know that for sure. But I think it is just legitimately a random enemy. Oh, jeez. The statue's walking behind me. Luckily, they're really slow. So it's pretty unlikely they'll sneak up behind you and smack you in the back of the head. Unlike it. Oh, okay, there we go. Unlike the Dashers, yes. I was making the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer joke earlier. The Road Rashers. I think Rasher is actually the name of a future enemy. Actually, let's use that bomb now. I don't have a way to get into the back floor, so I don't have to worry about that. Don't miss. As if I'd miss. Not guaranteed, the attachments, unfortunately. Oh, right. Also, this thing here is a lucky circle, I think they call it. What it really is a gamble circle. So there's a good... So this thing has a variety of effects depending on whatever it wants to do. That can be either good or bad. Let's see what we get. Pumps with energy. So that one gave me stamina status, which means I deal double damage and I take like half damage. Now you see me destroy the statue. Probably worth it for the endurance +1. It's temporary, so don't get used to it. Other things that it can do is that it can damage your weapon. It can't break your weapon, but it can't damage it. I think it can have your health or restore your health. I don't know if I said it. It can also restore it can also restore your WHP. It can fully fill your absorption, your XP for your weapon. It can double your money or half your money. You might as well just do it, is basically the thing, because a lot of stuff you can get is better than not doing it at all. I think you can also have your WXP. At the very least, they've had enough sense to not let it break your weapon, so... yeah, that alone makes it worth it just to do whatever it does. Or to deal with whatever it does. Because the best way to, like, get money in this game is to just step on those things. Well, they do spawn randomly. You can get a good lucky streak with them. That's just my personal opinion. There's an enemy here. No, there's not. Yes, there is. Another damage. Whoop. Yeah, we're gonna be cleaning out these floors pretty fast. Now that we have the Dragon's Feather, which I imagine is going to break very soon. No way I'm using it. Oh, a dog statue. Do not fear this statue. This statue in particular is a good boy. Or maybe not, because he's trying to kill you, but... Okay, that clears out this floor. Oh, enemies defeated! Sign. Give me a sign. I do want the fountain... Actually, fountain doesn't matter. Well, actually, maybe it does. I'm debating whether or not I want to actually get more supplies before I leave. Because I forget if you need to... I forget how the mirror actually works, if he, like, actually gives you extra stuff or not. It appears that he does give you extra stuff, so... Probably for the best that I keep that stuff. Or hold on to it. Oops. Pressing square, I should be heading down. Leave the floor. This game 100% encourages you to save scum. For many reasons. The most important one being that weapon that you spent like 40 hours building up can just break. you can lose the weapon you're spending 40 hours building up. A fantastic gameplay mechanic, I assure you. I imagine some people actually do prefer that to what they do in 2. In 2, it cuts your ABS in half if your weapon breaks, but you don't permanently lose it. So, like, that's a way more lenient punishment for letting it break. Oh yeah, it looks like he only gives you what you need. Yeah, because he didn't give me more water, and I didn't drink any. Yeah, okay. I could just drink the water then, it's fine. Let me actually repair my weapon, too. Still haven't found a new weapon yet. Yeah, don't accidentally hit upgrade. There's not much I'm going to do with that right now, I just have to kind of deal with it being there. Okay. Where am I going? I need to go over here. Alright. Can we do anything else here? I guess I can add Gaffer to this. Actually, before I do this, I need to save the game. I can save here, right? Yeah, I can. El Chivo. Okay. Yeah, so you can add Gaffer to the buggy, it's fine. I don't think he's going to do anything right now, though. We have Claude's house. Foodie Claude's house. We do not have Claude. No. We can still place down his house and see if he has anything in it. Which I think he actually does. We'll check in a second. We can also add stuff to his house already. I'll place this here for now. Here, Pike, and Renee. Renee is Chivo's mom. Nope, that's not the right thing. Candy box? No, we need a cabin here. We do not have a fence to, yeah, slots around his house. Slot for sitting. You can sit on many things, actually. See anything here? Yep. Tasty water. Check inside his house. His empty house. You wouldn't loot a dead man, would you? He's not gonna be dead for long. Here's a bomb. And speed +3 attachment. I don't think I ever explained what speed does. So speed, you probably saw the gauge in the bottom left whenever I'm in a dungeon. It's basically your combo gauge. If it's empty, you can't attack anymore. which it usually just completely runs out by the time you finish your combo. But I do the slash and step combo, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Another treasure chest here, speed +2. In the end, it's one of the easier stats to get to max anyway, so... Ooh, nighttime. Or dusk, I suppose. Fluffy Donut. So what that is our first defense item. I was trying to think what the word was. Fluffy Donut. Chivo's favorite. Increases Chivo's defense. So it's like one of the upgrade items I was talking about. Gordon was the other one. If you only get these through Giorama, so that is enough encouragement to use them. His defense increased by 7. It can randomly, it randomly chooses between like 5 and like 9 defense. I don't know why they make it random, but you can get kind of screwed over and not have a lot of defense. I think by the end of the game, you will have at least 48. That's what the achievement asks for. It asks for you to get everyone to 48 defense. So, we'll ask for you to get Chivo to 48 defense. So I assume that's the least you can get. I doubt they'd make that RNG. Or rather, the least you can get if you get all of the defense boosting items. The upgrade items aren't missable, except for one chapter. And I don't know if it's intentional or not, but we don't have to worry about that for a long time. Whenever you add Giorama stuff to an area, make sure you take a look around, because you never know where they're going to be putting down treasure chests. Because they're not only going to be from the stuff you put down, they can also be in preset areas like this. Luckily, I have a counter, so I'll know when I have gotten everything, and if I haven't gotten everything. If you do 100% Giorama, then all the treasure chests will be available to obtain. So, in the end, 100% the Giorama is the objective, as though it wasn't already. So that's basically the loop here. So you will go into a dungeon, get Giorama parts, leave the dungeon, rebuild the village, get upgrades, and it goes back into you being more capable of clearing the dungeon. It's a pretty effective loop, if I had to say so myself. I can only imagine like doing this game. So I actually did have a couple of challenge run ideas if I ever wanted to do them. Game's kind of long though, so I don't know if I'd really commit to doing it like one right after the other. But you can basically, what is it? Yeah, it's like running through this entire game without actually getting any upgrades sounds terrible. And kind of funny. Not sure if it's really worth it though. Someone would probably like watching that. I had to be very cordial with the editing with it though. But hey, it's that cat! Hey, it's that dog! Cat is gone. You know, I do find it, it's kind of funny, because I'm pretty sure these floors are also randomized. So, wherever that cat is going, it can be right into a wall for all you know, unless they purposely make it so that it doesn't do that. Or so that the floor is at least, that she's like always running somewhere. The cat's a girl, by the way. Dran's Crest. Oh, hey, you have another lucky circle. Or unlucky circle. Say cheese! Alright, let's see what we get here. Pumped with energy again, good. I love being pumped full of energy. I'm Chivo, hear me roar! Ow. That actually did no damage. You're only past the 5th floor. You're ever so cautious even with Dark Cloud. Perhaps one day I'll be just as wise. In the meantime, I lost 6 matches on 8 in chat. Jeez. Those are some fast matches. I say that, it's been like 2 hours, so. Actually, it hasn't been 2 hours. It's only been like an hour. Thanks. Oh, I just realized I removed the status. So if you go into the pool, you will remove your stamina status, I think is what happened. I was looking away, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Bone Chick Key Hole. We do have the key for that, right? There's nowhere else to go, yeah. Yeah, I've been doing. I haven't been doing any competitive stuff, but I think the losing streak is the part I fear the most about playing competitive games. I just hate feeling bad about it. Okay, I did put them in. Where's the bat? Oh, it's a statue. I'm not gonna attack that actually. I already have the crest for this floor, right? Yes. Game is being very stingy about heading out its weapons. Which is amusing to me, like somewhat, also kind of frustrating. Oh wait, I spoke too soon. Here we go. So we see one of these big treasure chests here. It has a weapon in it. Ooh, and it's a Chris knife too. Okay. So we can start using this one instead. Style it with a magical power. Let's equip this one. So now we gotta be very careful. I fell for the classic trap of changing my team after every loss just for the changes to bite me in the ass the next match. Gotta commit. That's what I've learned when it comes to gambling. Which, I suppose that's not what that is, but that's what it feels like sometimes. Yeah, so now we gotta be very careful, like I said. Now that we have an actual weapon, if this thing breaks, we lose it. So make sure you don't lose your weapons. Make sure you don't commit 12 hours to building up a weapon, only to have it smash in your face. Because an enemy decided to block halfway through your combo. Isn't that fun? Ow. Okay, so I am poisoned. Yeah, just lose health steadily over time. Luckily, there's a pool right here, which does not remove it, actually. Well, we don't actually have to worry about the poison if we just keep healing ourselves. I'd say I'm pretty confident in my abilities to not die in this dungeon. Am I confident in my hubris? Am I lack of hubris to not let my weapon break? No, I've done that plenty of times before. You're like, yeah, I can probably squeeze one more hit out of this thing without it breaking, and then it breaks. Paige's house. Pardon me. Actually, I do want to see something. I am gonna get a bit brave here. Instead of endurance, we put Rock Breaker on. Bring it on, statue. Oh! That's slower than I thought it would be. Okay, well, yeah, he has a long windup. We'll probably be fine. I think his range is slightly better, too, though. Cool. Endurance +1. You thought keeping weapons breaking Breath of the Wild is difficult? It's easier in this game than Breath of the Wild because you can actually see how much health you have. It's just, do you want to gamble on, like, you want to gamble on your weapon's durability for just a bit more before you repair it? Also, you can repair weapons in this game, which is where you can take Breath of the Wild. My house. My house, my rules. Not Chivo's mom's house. My house. fence. I suppose I don't need to let the poison run. I have 5 antidote drinks. But you know me, I'm a hoarder. Okay, there we go. Ow. I'm gonna get poisoned again, that's right. Here, let me... Ow. Okay, hang on. Let's play this safe. And that dodges. There we go. It's just for to end in the same way anyway. I was wondering for like half a second, like, can I just like use an antidote drink without being poisoned? No, I can't, as it turns out. Before I take the exit, I guess I'll get a healing. Actually, I'm about to leave, so I'll just do it that way. I'll do it the normal way. Also the faster way. Time to leave. I guess the one thing Breath of the Wild's durability system, or this weapon system in general, has over this game is you can just pick up another random. I guess you can. I'll just pick another random weapon in this game too. Need to save. You can pick up. Well, I guess you don't have to worry about. Like, it sucks when your weapon breaks in Breath of the Wild, but like, you didn't spend like hours making that weapon. So, in Tears of the Kingdom, at most, you spend like 5 seconds building your weapon. I guess the resources you put into it is almost... Actually, it's not even nearly as bad. Because, like... Sure, you use, like, a Lionel part on your very expensive sword. But you did that in, like, 2 seconds. This game, you gotta commit, like, hours to building up something just to lose it in, like, 2 seconds. Lose it in the same amount of time, that is. Where does bread come from? I got extra bread. I'm not sure where it came from. Alright. I have a lot of fish bait that we can't use right now. We lack the tools to do so. Also, I think now we can properly build Gaffer's stuff. Let me see. Oh, I actually never even spoke to Gaffer. I should probably do that. Oh, actually, no, we can't. Can we make... I don't know what goes here yet. No, we can't. Well, we can place down Paige's house, I guess. We're gonna need to do this eventually anyway. I think Pike goes here, but can't do that yet. Oh, no, a dependable guy has a kind daughter. That's Pike. That's not Renee, that's Pike. He goes there. We do have a fence. He also wants a cabin. Oh, I guess I should also place down my house. My rules. Okay. Always worries about Chivo. A shaggy animal raised with care. A cute little one with a cute little bell. My mom. My rules. Supplies. I don't think this goes here, right? No. This is a little a round wooden thing. Something's in it. That's a barrel. Which I wasn't sure if that was just a barrel or not. Oh, we can't add anything else. Alright, let's go pay a visit to the folks, shall we? Of course, before we see if our mom's alright, we should go and grab all the treasure that's everywhere. Like a good son would. And then visit our friend's dad. Like a good son would. If you know what I mean. You can like just barely, I think you can just like barely see this one. Yeah, it's like right there. But you can't see it. The camera hides it, but it does not hide it here. Stonebreaker. I don't know if we can say that one. This is Pike, or as the game calls him, Deke. Chivo, you're safe too. Well, that's good. What kind of little bastard did this to us? Hello. Paige has gone off somewhere again. She's gone to heaven. I wish she would come home earlier once in a while. Chivo, can you tell her that for me? She'd probably listen to you better than me. How should I rebuild Noru? You know, like fishing, don't you? That's a kind of a subtle hint of what you have to do. What will happen when it's done? Paige knew something about that. Just ask her. Tell me how to rebuild your house. I like the wheel for the buggy to be outside. It's the part I use for repairing old Gaffer's buggy. That old man must think I own a repair shop or something. Go be jump in here. We do have the wheel. Yeah, we have wheels. Part essential for vehicles. He wants it here. I'm gonna place Pike here for a second. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter because you can't complete this house anyway. I'm gonna forget to do this eventually, though, which is why I'm, like, trying to preempt myself, but it's fine. If I forget, it's not a big deal. Just a funny little thing you can do that would, I guess, theoretically screw you over in the long run. Also, it's an achievement to not let it happen, so I'm trying not to. Well, yeah, it's an achievement to not let the event happen that I'm thinking of. But I'm gonna let it happen just to show it off, because I like showing it. Is there anything in here yet? No, I don't think so. Strangely, the house is on the second floor. The bar is on the first floor, which I guess makes sense. Here's Renee. Thanks for the raid, Gil. We're playing Dark Cloud on RetroAchievements. With RetroAchievements. Oh, hello, Renee. Chivo, you alright? Oh, good. Don't worry about me anymore, please. Hello. You're going to that cave lately, aren't you? Just don't do anything dangerous, alright? Don't get yourself killed up there. How should I rebuild Naru? Let's see. It'd be lovely if the morning sun would come in from the upstairs window and wake me up. Having fun? Playing Dark Cloud, I always have fun. Even when it's annoying, I think. Chivo, do you ever think the two of us living here alone is a bit lonely? Tell me how to rebuild your house. It's your own house! It's your own house, Chivo? Our house had a chimney, and a house had a storage room. Don't you remember what your own house was like? Did I win? I have not lost, which is good. I've also gotten, I think, 2 achievements so far, out of, like, 130. This game is long. What am I doing? I need to... Nope. Nope. Do this. Okay, let's go and add it in. I don't think we can complete any of these yet. So upstairs storage. And chimney. I guess we can put the fence here too. I don't think this will give us any more... Well, actually it might. Let's see. For anyone who is not aware where Dark Cloud is, it is a dungeon crawler city builder game with weapon durability. What I'm doing right now is that I'm basically just building up the town and looking for extra rewards for building up, which just appear after you complete parts of the town. I think anything else is gonna appear right now, though. Oh, no, I was wrong. Repair powder, that's good. Anything up here? No. I guess I'll check Claude's house and Pike's house. I think I already checked in here after upgrading his house, though. Yes. Nothing's up here either. Nope. Alright, so let's check out Claude's house after adding the fence. I don't think we'll find anything else. What about inside? Gotta check everywhere. Nope, nothing. Good. Alright, back to the dungeon then. It is... No, okay. Don't know what I just saw. Daytime. Alright, let's save the game and head back in. I think we're at another special floor, too. Nope, we're not. Normal floor. More plot time, too. Aha! Seems like you've got the hang of it. Now for the next step. Listen carefully. I will lecture you on special areas in the dungeon. First, the back floor. We talked about the back floor before, but it is basically a special floor that you can only access via a special key that you get in the dungeon. And it has way stronger enemies and way better treasure in it. I think every floor does have one. But most enemies will probably one-shot you if you get hit in there. So, also they have limited zones. So limited zones prevent you from, well, they have some sort of special stipulation about them. You can only use a certain character, and is that it in this game? I think it might also be you can't use items either. Figure out what it is and what isn't limited. It's not that hard to figure out. They usually tell you. Now I'll let you go. It'll get even harder after this, so be careful. So long. I think it's actually times like you get a limited floor on this one. Yeah. Wow, using this floor, using a weapon reduces ABS. Weapons can't be changed either. So in case you're planning to, once you saw that, you'd be like, oh, I guess I'll switch to my dagger or something. Well, no, you can't. You cannot switch weapons in here. And there's this monstrosity. So on floors like this, what you're going to want to do is kill as few enemies as possible to avoid losing experience. Or if you're at no experience, then just deal with it. There's a ghost. Problem with this is you have to kill at least one enemy in order to get the key to get out of here. So it's going to come down to which enemy gives you the keys the soonest. As a refresher, ABS is your experience, so this dungeon floor gives you negative experience. Never grind on this floor is basically the keyword. We have to deal with our first enemy with a ranged attack, that's the ghost. They're not a big deal, especially when they just go swinging at you for no reason. So we lost experience. Yeah, at some point, though, you're just gonna have to take your lumps and deal with it, because, you know, not much you're gonna do about it. If you lose all of your experience, you lose all of your experience, you just lose all of it. Not much you're gonna do about it. Kill that guy. He was not ready for that. Lock on! There we go. Oh, we also have a Master Jacket here, which is upgraded skeleton. Already getting recolored enemies. This one can block. So now we're gonna start getting to that where enemies are just gonna... where attacking enemies after they attack prevents them from blocking sometimes. Sometimes they'll just hop around like this. But now, if you try and do a full combo, he'll just block partway through it. In fact, I can probably show you. Yeah, so if you swing too soon, he's gonna block it all. There we go. Except not, because skeletons can sometimes get back up after you kill them. For some reason, that counts as killing them for the achievement. So that's funny. He's dead again. It didn't have the key either. Yeah, I think we're losing all of our experience for this one. So I can get it. Oh, I'm almost dead. I should probably get rid of the poison. There's probably a spring on this floor somewhere, but best we don't risk it. For the biscuit. Let's not risk it and eat a biscuit. Bone key. There's a locked door on this floor somewhere. And a map. That's good. There is actually not a fountain on this floor. Well, it's a good thing I decided to actually heal then. If I had to guess, this big guy here probably has the key, which is gonna suck. Here, let me... And I guess at this point it doesn't really matter, because my ABS is drained, so I guess I was actually probably fight him. Now, there is no loss for fighting. This guy's kind of gross. He fires his stink at you, and then flops over. Gives me prison flashbacks. I don't know if that dust cloud right there actually hurts you, but just be sure, don't stand in front of it when you kill it. Another Master Jacket. Getting thirsty. Let's drink for the thirst of it all. Oh, that was close. Ow. I was getting a bit too, cocky there. Alright, let's heal the Chris knife. I do find it interesting that I think this one actually says... Oh, no. It says crystal knife here? No, it doesn't. I forget where it says crystal knife, but it says it somewhere, and I think it's funny. I think we... Actually, no, I think that one hit... No, I think that one hit's like 20. I think we'll find one more. I don't like this camera angle. Hit me! Don't back up, hit me! Okay. Oh, okay. Don't you have slightly more challenging? Yeah, the game keeps its the game keeps its difficulty in terms of dodging around enemies and stuff, and the difficulty will only kind of scale with how well you're treating your weapons, or how well the enemies feel like treating your weapons. So you gotta want to make sure that you keep a close eye on that stuff. There we go. Found the crest with most of the enemies, well, not most of the enemies dead. Let's go ahead and pick up the rest of the Atla and treasure chests and just get out of here. No point in fighting the enemies if we don't get anything for it, so. We are quite literally getting nothing for it, instead of just wasting our supplies. Llama. Lamp. Road. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me, good sir. Bones are looking especially ivory today. Are you treating them well? Are you bleaching them quite right? How long do you sit in the sun to get them so white? Stand in powder. Oh! That was almost bad. Lamp. Alright, let's get out of here. Slap that baby in there. Let's get out of here. And leave. We should probably just beat the cat for too long here. Hi, Chivo. This is the Odd Gaffer's Item Shop. Come by anytime. Hello. Sorry, I'm still closed. Seems like I have more items to stock before I can open up shop. Let's see. I wonder what it was. I can't remember. How should I rebuild? Well, the shop needs houses around it to do good business. What'll happen when it's done? I still have to stock up on things before I start selling, but I can't wait to open shop. Tell me how to rebuild your house. Oh, could you help me? Of course. What we need for a shop are goods and a sign. Put the sign on the buggy's roof and the goods on the carpet so that they won't get soiled. Okay, so now we know how to actually rebuild this place. Get some restocking done. This cycle of coming back to the mayor's house will stop very soon. But why spurn his generosity? Do you feel me? Fruit of Eden. So, what the Fruit of Eden does, it increases your max HP. So far we only have one character, so 2 Chief Arrow goes. I suppose you could save them all for one character. And if there is one character to save it for, it will be a character way later in the game. Checking around to make sure there's nothing else here. I don't think so. I think this house might actually progress with Georama progression. Actually, not progress, but it gets more stuff in it. Actually, I do have a repair powder, right? You'll still give me a new one, right? Nope. Alright then. Let's do that. Stay hydrated. Store the stuff in the bag. Put the fries in the bag. Oh, yeah, I guess we can... We can't finish Gaffer's Cabin yet, right? I don't think so. Wants this... Oh, we actually can. Okay, so I'm going to save the game before I do this. Very important you do this. For a different reason this time. If you restore Gaffer's buggy... Let me also take you out. And then add... So, like, if you restore Gaffer's buggy before you restore Paige's house, he's the mayor, show some respect. Yeah, so if you restore Gaffer's buggy before you restore Paige's house, and then jump down here. Speak to Gaffer. Hey, Chivo, my shop will reopen today. Does the position on the sign look good from there? Ah, my back. Getting old, can't deny it. I think I hurt my back. Glad the store's open again. With my back like this, I can't go buy stuff from the store. At least I'm in stock for recovery items, so why don't you buy some of those? Ouch. Should have had Pike do the work. Now, I don't know if it's specifically having Pike on the field or not. I think he actually had to restore his house first. Is the store open? So you can see the stuff he has here. He has basically the bare necessities, and he has gold bullion. So what this is for is that you have a item, or a money cap in this game. So you can buy these and just turn your money into just slots in your inventory so you can carry more. It's not too important to do. I think you can also just find it in a dungeon and you'll get more. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and reload the game now. Because we do not want Gaffer to fix his place by himself. That would be bad. Don't let old men do physical labor. It is bad for them. We do have to watch the intro, or the logos. Unfortunately, I cannot skip them. Come back here. Yeah, so don't do that. If you're going to do it, make sure that you restore... Hang on, I wonder if you can actually... Well, I actually don't want to do that yet anyway, because... I'll say right now, the moment you restore Gaffer's buggy, which is your means of, like, buying stuff, the mayor stops giving you freebies, so don't do that yet. What we can do is add this barrel. And Chivo's llama, important livestock. You can put that here. And I'll hold on to these until we need them. We can bring Claude back. Likeable guy, loves eating and sleeping. Big boy. I think he's over here. Indoors. Indoors! Here's Claude. Hey, Chivo, I thought I was finished when I was put inside that weird bubble. Hello. Oh yeah, the food from the festival. I wonder what happened to it. There should be some left. How should I rebuild my room? Let's see, a place for a house. I'd like it where I can smell good food. It's not very clear what that means, but it will be clear later. I'd give you something good to eat. Very important one as well. Tell me how to rebuild your house. Don't forget the box with candies. That's the most important. Oh, there's also a Beastbuster over here. I just have to find that one. I assume because he has rats in here. You can tell by the little door there. So we can't actually restore Claude's house now. I forget. There's another stipulation for this one. I think we want to do it now. Because I think I did it at night last time. We want to do it during the day, I think? And I will also see it again. In another slot. I said I didn't have to worry about multiple save files, but like I said, I kind of do need them, so... Anyway, let's head inside. Hey, Chivo, what's up? Oh yeah, that's right. I have to give you something for fixing my house. Let's see what I have here. Here, take this. Come on, I insist. I want candy, bubblegum, or taffy. Receive candy from Claude. Candy acquired. Okay, you're all set. See ya. So you can actually see this in the other playthrough. If you talk to Claude at night, he's taking a bath, and he gives you cheese instead. Problem is, the candy is a limited item. As in, it is an important quest item that you do get another opportunity to get, but not until way later. So we just get it now if you talk to him during the day. Bread. Cheese is good, but it's a one-time healing item. So, and you can get more of it, so it's not a problem either. Bread. Here's the llama. Blah. Blah. Not a very talkative animal, as you'd expect. Llama, tell me how to rebuild Naroon. I think there's another thing inside, too. There is not. Rebuild your house. Okay, I was wondering if she would say something different if we got everything. I guess we didn't technically get everything. Alright, we're not gonna worry about everyone's requests quite yet. At least not until their house is complete, because apparently it doesn't count until the house is complete, so... no point in worrying about that quite yet. Does Gaffer actually have more stuff over here? Give him his supplies, so he has slightly more stuff, and a rug. Okay, no. Does it actually say that he should get Pike to help first? I forget. Oh, if you meet a monster with items like the bomb, you get an attachment. What's more, it'll be an attachment that can power up the attribute that the defeated monster was vulnerable to. The other way to do it is to use items to defeat monsters when you need attachments for your weapons. That's a good rule of thumb. So, do you need any bombs? So, I did not know that. They tell you that right from the start, but you need to, like, speak through alternate, optional dialogue. Have you tried fishing yet? Pike tried to get me into it, so I tried, but it's not for me. I'm probably too old for it. I have absolutely no idea. Everyone know what FP exchange on the board next to the pond meant when you're fishing? Never remember that yet. Because we're talking about stuff that is not important in the near future. Well, I guess it will be important in the near future. It's not important now. I'd rather not overwhelm it with more information that is not currently on screen. It's kind of how I like to handle whenever I like explain stuff, because I, for one, understand things better when I can see them. I know this is the other same file. I'm not going to worry about restarting on Claude, so... Actually, no, that was the, what was it called? That was the odd Gaffer save file. Either way, we don't need it. One Atla. Let's go. I think this is another event floor. It is. As you can see, there's nothing here. Well done making it here. I had a good look at your ability. Or maybe it was just that stone on your left arm. No doubt that is the legendary Atlamelia, a treasure from the gods that only the worthy can possess. Hard to believe you are worthy of it, but that's not the issue here. Would you be so kind as to hand it over to me? Nuh-uh. I see. So you intend to use that stone to restore the world. A noble goal. But even if you restore the world, the destruction could repeat itself unless you defeat the Dark Genie. Unfortunately, such a task is beyond your abilities. It is a being powerful enough to destroy the world in an instant. No weapon or man can stand and face it alone. So I will face it alone. Give me the stone. I've come to this place, or rather this time, for that stone. I need that stone. More than you do, actually. There's a great deal about that stone that you don't comprehend yet. Ugh. What? Ugh. Ugh. I like making growling sounds. Pardon me, I do ramble on sometimes, but if you will not hand over the stone willingly, then I have no choice. Let's see what you can do, as the one supposedly entitled to the stone. Meet Sephiroth, also not the QuickTime event. I do like these scenes, they're pretty cinematic. Doing them again, however, sucks. Dante wannabe. This is the end. Try again. Like I said, if you fail them, you can just redo them immediately. And you kind of have to. Let's continue where I left off. Now that I think about it, I guess I could leave. And not have to worry about the cutscene if I do accidentally miss the last one. Like so. Let's see how many times this takes. Kicks you over anyway. Cut content. An excellent rating in a QuickTime event duel with that dude, Seda. Which you don't learn his name until way later. By the way, my brother calls him Sephiroth. I guess I imagine you can tell why. You did quite well. Also, we got a diamond, I think. Actually, a really good one for that one. You did quite well. How's this then? The cat's here! We're gonna block that with our sword. He even made us bleed. It's the only time you actually see blood in this game. Wait, that might not be true. I might be making that up. You amuse me, boy. You can't even handle an attack as meager as this? You cannot be worthy of the stone. Huh? You're lucky I'm a cat person. It's not that you couldn't dodge, you simply didn't dodge. Deliberately. Fine then. That's it for today. I think I'm beginning to see why the fairies chose you. It'll be amusing to see how well you do. I will offer you some free information though. You cannot defeat the Dark Genie even with the stone. Not yet. If you have even a vague desire to defeat it, you must become stronger. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a gift for you. Have that little one return for you the favor. See you soon. Changing potion. He just disappears. Not so fast, cat! You ain't going nowhere! Yeah, I don't know why that happens. I don't think Chivo zapped the cat and turned it into an Atla, but... He's coming with us. Consider yourself adopted, stray cat. Anyway, if you try and cross over here... Chivo cannot jump this! What are you, stupid? Yeah, it appears we cannot continue past here, so we're gonna have to leave. And the only way to leave is to use the escape option. Those silent monsters, mine connect to Fairy King and leave? Yes. If there are no monsters, you don't use your escape powder, so... All good. Alright, so this is actually the first time GRM is actually required in the game. There are certain, like, roadblocks the game will apply to you. Well, will inflict upon you at certain points in the chapter in order to, you know, actually make you engage with the GRM system. Magical potion actually is animal to human. Well, gee, I wonder what I'm about to do. Clearly we're about to recruit our llama, I think. Actually, that would be sick. Really funny to have just like the human llama. Anyway. Cute little one with a cute little bell. Stray cat. Maybe good luck to have in the house. This place is here. And we need to go to my house. My rules. Sorry, I can't help myself from saying that. Why is it called my house? That's what actually confuses me. They could have said Renee's house if they didn't want to use the character's name. Oh, the cat's in here. Wait. Is this? No. Oh, stray cat. Meow? Meow? Spending time in the barn. Alright, Teddy. Oh, good, you came just in time. Look! A little kitty cat wandered in here. She seems to like us a lot. Chivo, let's give this kitty a name, alright? Cat girl. You mean girl cat? Let's name her... I mean, we're called Chivo, so let's call her... Phoebe. Am I spelling this right? Phoebe? Oh no, I'm missing the H. I'm glad I caught that. Poby would have also been funny. He. Phoebe. I spelled that right? I think I did. Yes. O goes before the E. Alright, let's do it. Phoebe, that's a good name. By the way, it's because of Trophy. So, Phoebe. This is not going to work for all the characters, because it's not going to have nearly enough... Well, I could probably think of something. I'm probably going to cook it up on the side. Your name is Phoebe. Hi, Phoebe. Meow. Meow. We're not finished yet. Hello? In the dungeon, don't overdo it. When you see it's dangerous, turn around and return at once. If you're being inside dungeon and you don't have an ally in stand-in powder, you pay half your money to return to the surface, yes. See, it would be lively if the morning sun would come in from the upstairs window and wake me up. So she actually wants the house to be rotated in a certain direction, and you're not gonna know which way is the right way unless you pay attention to where the sun is rising from. You also had to make it face her window. Which, I think this is her bed on the bottom floor. So that window on the left has to be facing a certain direction. I think you can actually see it from outside too. It's finished. Be good with Phoebe. Take care of your cats. Take good care of your cats. The eyes want to tell something. Ominous. Well... The white-haired dude said to have her pay us back, so... I guess this is how we do it. Behold! Instant cat girl. What? What is this? Oh, I'm like totally human. Well, how'd you do it? Master, are you a wizard? I know a wizard, I think. Oh well, never mind. Well, anyways, Phoebe wants to help Master with the adventure. Please, can I? Please, please, please? Say yes, say yes! Phoebe has become an ally. Cringe. That caught me off guard. Oh, is that a new friend? I haven't seen her around here. Yeah, a friend. Chivo. It's been a while, eh, Chivo? Ah, so you have an ally to help you through your adventure. Now, let me give you some tips about allies. The only place you can call for your allies is inside a dungeon. So he's going to explain how the ally system works. So during dungeons, you can switch who you're controlling with. Well, in the menu you can switch. You can also change it using, I think, the L3. But let's see. We'll see when we get there. We'll probably do one more dungeon floor, and then we'll call it a night. Or, oh, actually, no, we're not going to get to the boss at this point. But let's see. I think it's L3. And every single character uses their own weapon. Phoebe here will be using slingshots. And they also have certain abilities that help them traverse inside dungeons. Chivo, however, does not have such an ability, but he does have the Atla, Melia, so only he can open up the boxes that get the parts for the Georama. So long. I am totally trustworthy with my disposition. Anyway, the only part you need to know about that was Phoebe can help us progress in a dungeon, but only Chivo can actually help us progress in the game. So Chivo is not useless, despite what you're about to see. But I guess I can show this off right now, too. So here we have Phoebe, the cat girl. She has a wooden slingshot. She's our ranged attack for this game. Alright, Valton, thanks for stopping by. Back to floor 8. So let me see here. It's not that one either. That's first person. Okay, here we go. You press select in order to bring up the party select menu. And we can swap this way. We can also swap using allies here. Select is way faster though, as you'd expect. So yes, we have Phoebe, the cat girl. Hope we don't get tired of hearing that sound. You're gonna be hearing it a lot, especially in this achievement set, because they have you use her twice. Actually, it might be more than twice. It's at least twice. Here's Duran's crest. Also, I didn't explain it. Chivo has the ability, sorry, not Chivo. Phoebe has the ability to jump over these little rocks here. Which Chivo cannot do. Okay. So let's go through the hole. And by hole, I mean big door. That's a pretty big hole, I suppose. And then we leave. This is why I'm like, I don't know why they didn't let you save the game, like, in the dungeons, because it's so annoying to have to do this. You gotta do what you gotta do, though, I'm afraid. Alright, now onto the real deal. Next floor. Floor 9. Here's our introduction into how Chivo works. Not Chivo. I'm gonna keep saying that, I think. I'm not used to these names, I think. I mean, how Phoebe works. Phoebe's a ranged attacker, so that means... Hey! 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 Sorry, hey! Hey! Yes! Imagine this over and over again, in your ears, all day, every day. Oh, we have a clown here. So, clowns can appear in these giant treasure chests. I think he will always be a weapon, no matter what. But it's just two different weapons. Actually, that's not true. He basically gives you an option of 50-50 thing. He'll make you choose from a small box or a big box. Also, ho-ho! Which shall it be? The big box or the small box? I'm gonna take the small box. Very good. Here you are. It's a speed +3. So, we don't know what the rest of those are gonna be. Also, I have that as a stim due to other games. Here's a mimic, by the way. A lot of stuff to talk about all of a sudden. Yeah, but Phoebe here has the advantage of being able to attack from a range. The further away you are from an enemy, the less damage you will do. So you can't just like stand really far away and attack enemies. Mimics also jump over her projectiles, so that sucks. But you saw one of the biggest issues I have with enemies being able to do whatever the heck they want. And you saw it for like half a second there. Mimics can go into a guard halfway through their attack animation. I don't know who decided it. See, like, oh, what is this? Why is he wave dashing like that? But yes, that is something he can do, and it sucks. So they're like one of the more annoying enemies in the game due to this. Because they can sort of just like decide at any time, just decide to just block. Like that. Like he's moving while blocking. This is ridiculous. Why is he allowed to do this? Get out of here. Chivo has the actual weapon, so I guess I'll be using him for a bit. We do need to eventually start leveling up Phoebe's slingshot, though, because there are a couple of achievements that require you to use her in general. I mean, there are achievements that use everybody, I think. There are also floors that require you to use everybody. So, get used to doing it. We are not on the floor that requires us to do the achievement, though, so we're not going to worry about it right now. Oh, isn't the mimic? Mimics aren't too bad, other than the blocking thing, of course. Once you bait them into their attack, you can just kind of back up, because they will always, like, do a long lunge. And then you can kind of smack them in the face. And hopefully they don't block when you do it. If you do let them hit you, though, they have, I guess, gingivitis, because they poison you when they bite you. You don't want that stuff in your bloodstream. It'll kill you, I think. Windmill blades. Oh, I suppose, also, Phoebe is pretty good at fighting statues. They have a lot of defense, but the special part about Chivo's... not Chivo, Phoebe's slingshot is, no matter what, she will always burn 1 WHP. It's less, like, actual health for her, and it's actually just ammo. Her weapon will still break if you let it bottom out, though, so... You're gonna want to, if you want to be, like, really... I say if you want to be really, what is it? Like... liberal? Not liberal. I guess conservative with your... I guess it is, yeah, conservative with your, weapon usage. You're gonna want to use Phoebe instead. Although I guess you will kill things faster with Chivo. But you will burn way more WHP at once. And that could very easily cause you to break your weapon without paying attention. You do 2 damage. It might actually be better to, one more shot. Yeah, so like, it probably costs more, but it's way easier to manage that than what you're doing with the sword. I think we already have the... What's it called? We already have the gate key, so I don't think I have to worry too much about that. I'm gonna go ahead and put the diamond on here. So I didn't mention it also, but the diamond is really good because it gives you... It doesn't give you any element here, but it gives you +5 in every anti-stat. And +10 in metal. So it's really good for metal, at least. And if you just want to generalize everything else. Oh. I'm gonna switch off of Chivo. So, clearly, because you don't have to, like, actually hit anything, and her weapon is based on, like, ammo, if you use her weapon at all, it will burn WHP. Unlike Chivo's sword, which you only lose WHP if you actually hit something with it. So, you know, there's give and take with everything you do. You know how it is. So, like, it's kind of up to you if you want to deal with hearing Phoebe all the time. Or you just smack him and lose, like, 20 WHP from trying to kill him. I think at this point, though, you're going to have to stop relying on the mayor for your stuff and just start buying your stuff. Although it is kind of expensive, if I recall correctly. Phoebe's also really good at fighting cave bats, because she can just shoot them out of the sky. Which is actually what they intend you to use it for. Ow. Ow again. Die. That can also happen. Luckily, the game has a failsafe in case they get stuck. Bats getting stuck in midair. River acquired. Potato cake acquired. Why worry about poison when you can just stick in water? Let's actually cure that poison. And heal. Yeah, such is going to be a pain for a bit until we can more consistently get repair powder. The game actually hasn't given us any in a dungeon, I think. We've only gotten some for the mayor, so you can't just, like, go swinging at those guys willy-nilly. You can't go swinging at this guy. You can't go willing your nilly on those guys. What a statement I just made. Drans windmills. I'm gonna swing at his back once. Ow. Like right next to a thing. Is there another bat in here? I can hear it. Yeah, it's falling there. I think if you block the bat as well, it can sometimes just like rear up and immediately attack you again, so no point blocking in that case either. There's the dive. That's what we want. Owie! Yeah, like, something like that, yeah. Which is an entirely safe option if you just decide to shoot them with the... Sorry, I had to force myself to not say Shao or Chewy. Those are... One's the default name, the other one's the name we used for our previous playthrough, so I need to lock in and not mess that up. Phoebe. I do want the experience of the Chris knife. Okay. That's why I'm doing that. If you're next to some water, you might as well take a dip. No harm in that. Cabin acquired. Thunder Jam. Very good. And what else we got here? Lamp. Sorry, checking time. Yeah, we're probably gonna just wrap up here. We made quite a bit of progress. We got Xiao. Sorry, we got the cat girl, so that's a good midpoint. That's basically the midpoint of the dungeon. Ow. Ow again. It's tanking damage. I forget if the Chris knife is the base weapon, by the way. I'm just thinking out loud. You can see that this one has the build-up option. So you can see it has two options to choose from. I think it's actually a base weapon. And you need to get certain... Actually, I didn't even show it. Oops. You need to get certain stats in order to upgrade them. If you click on the item, if you click on the question marks, you can see the stats you need to upgrade. You can't see exactly what it is, but you know that you need to... If their numbers are red, that means they are not high enough for you to actually upgrade this weapon. It's showing the base stats as well, not the upgraded ones. So, Chris Knife has like 20 wind right now, but you can't see it. You also need aquatic slang as well. This one needs more attack and MP. It needs ice, holy, and more wind. It also needs beast, metal, and mage. I'm not sure why mage in particular is its own thing. By the way, ghost is not undead, which is the skull. It's actually mage. Go figure. Anyway, we're not going to be dealing with that right now because we don't have the stats for that anyway. Nor can we actually upgrade this thing to get those stats. So that is a bridge we'll cross when we come to it. And let's get it. Alright, not a bad first session, I think. I was dreaming big thinking you were going to get through this or get through the entire first chapter in one stream. It'll definitely take two. We're probably getting to like partway through chapter 2 in the next stream. But we do have some challenges we had to go through. We luckily have done both of the quick time event challenges. Those are the two easiest ones, and also the shortest, which is why they're really easy. In a very few attempts, which is good. It still took more attempts for me to do both than the original playthrough. Alright, anyway. Let's go and wrap this up. I am hungry and want to eat. So, till next time, see you guys later. Like and subscribe if you like what you're watching. I would very much appreciate it. And see you guys around. Whew.